Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Happy Friday. It's March 8th. Here in Jacksonville, Florida, it's actually going to be, it's going to be a glorious day. It's sunny Florida. What other kind of day is there? It's going to be humid though, so that's okay. Welcome to another show of, I don't have a title yet. I'm trying to be creative. I try to put a poll out there. Just nothing's been catchy yet. So I'm hoping to have something here in the next couple of weeks. I appreciate all the views I've gotten on the last episode. I'm having fun, and I'm hoping you're enjoying a little bit of this useless knowledge that I find and that I have for sports, and we're going to keep on going with it. Today is March 8th. We're going to start off with, in 1900, the National League decides to go with 8 teams. They exclude Baltimore, Cleveland, Louisville, and Washington. Now remember, when baseball started, they started out with about 16 teams. They were all in one league, so they all separated in 1900 to form what is now known as the American League and the National League. In 1936, the first stock car race was held at Daytona Beach, not Daytona International Speedway. They used to race on the beach. Prior to 1949, when the International Speedway was open, they would race on the beach. Walking around downtown Daytona, walking around the museum there at Daytona International Speedway. They have the photos of the cars on the tracks. They have a movie loop thing going on. It is amazing seeing how cars would race on the beach where people hang out right now. For those Saints fans, in 1967, the New Orleans Saints began selling season tickets. This started leading them to their first championship in 2010? They finally won their first championship. People had paper bags over their heads that were older than what it took for them to win a championship. That was lame. I'm sorry. 1971, Joe Frazier ended Muhammad Ali's 31-fight winning streak at Madison Square Garden. He retained the heavyweight boxing title by unanimous points decision in 15 rounds. It was known as the fight of the century. This didn't age well. I laughed when I read this one. In 2022, reigning NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers agrees to remain with the Green Bay Packers in a reported 4-year, $200 million deal that would make him the highest paid player in NFL history. Well, that didn't age well, did it? Because in 2023, 4 plays into his season with the Jets that he wanted to get traded to, he tore his Achilles, said he was coming back, and he ended up sitting out the rest of the season. Hopefully, the 40-year-old will have a great season next year. I'm not rooting for somebody to get hurt, but at 40 years old, getting beat up like he is as a quarterback, it might be time for Aaron to hang him up. But I'm not. I mean, you control your own body. You know what your body says to you. What was fun today to me, doing a little bit of research, I always try to figure out, what am I going to expound on? What story is going to catch my eye? And I never know until I'm looking around. But today in 1930, baseball slugger Babe Ruth, again, we're doing a lot of baseball talk. It's spring training right now. It's that time of year. Babe Ruth signs a 2-year contract for then huge $160,000 with the New York Yankees. General manager Ed Barrow wrongly predicts, quote, "No one will ever be paid more than Ruth." Well, that changed a lot since then. It got me thinking, what are the 10 highest paid current contracts in MLB history? We're going to go 10-1, looking at their contracts. I know the majority of us, the 99.9%, because only 0.1% of baseball players in high school, college, make it to the pros. So we're going to go 10-1. Number 10, Nolan Arenado for the Rockies and Cardinals signed an 8-year, $260 million deal. That's $35 million a year he's averaging. Patrick Corbin of the Nationals signed a 6-year, $140 million contract, averaging $35.4 million a year. Garrett Cole with the Yankees, shocker, they're going to overpay, signed a 9-year, $324 million contract. $36 million a year. That's crazy. A few years back, Mike Trout for the Anaheim Angels signed a 12-year, $426.5 million deal. That's $37 million a year. The guy's been to the postseason one time, puts up phenomenal numbers, but the last couple of years he has been injury plagued. still making $37 million a year. Aaron Judge with the Yankees again signed a 7-year, $360 million contract. $40 million a year to play baseball, a kid's game. Jacob deGrom of the Texas Rangers signed a 5-year, $185 million contract, averaging $40 million a year. That's, I say averaging, that's the different structured payouts, but for this year, he's getting $40 million. Justin Verlander, 39 years old, signed a contract with the Mets and Astros. He got traded halfway through last year. Signed a 2-year, $86.66 million contract. If you divide 86 by 2, that's $43.33 million a year. Max Scherzer with the Mets and Rangers, again, same thing, got traded last year from the Mets when they went all out trying to get everybody. Signed a 3-year, $130 million contract. Again, averaging $43,333,333 this year. And finally, the highest current contract in Major League Baseball history. We always know the Yankees are going to overpay for players. We saw with A-Rod, 15, almost 20 years ago when he signed that 10-year, $250 million deal. But this is the highest one in MLB history. This shocked everybody. The most current and largest baseball contract was signed in December of 2023. Shohei Ohtani signed with the Dodgers for 10 years, $700 million. Now he restructured it. He's only getting paid $2 million this year, and he's going to do a deferred contract. And I think it's like 20 years from now, 10 years from now, he's going to end up getting like $48 million a year or something like that. Still ridiculous. $700 million a year, or $700 million deal. A lot of people out there say, that's way too much for a ball player. That's made too much for this. It should go towards teachers. Good should go towards this. I don't disagree. I 100% agree. But it's the baseball owners that are making these deals. If somebody offered you $700 million to play a game, a baseball game, and you're talented enough, there's no way you're going to say, oh, no, give it to somebody else. You could donate to charity once you sign that contract, but no one is going to turn down that much to play baseball, to play anything, to do any job. If your current job said, here's $700 million, here's $70 million a year, you got to do this job for 10 years, you're going to take it. And that's what these ball players are. People want to criticize them saying, oh, they're overpaid, they're over this. They're being offered the money. Plain and simple. Let's talk about some birthdays today. Put this back up here. Birthdays, 1953, Jim Rice, American Baseball Hall of Fame left fielder, played for the Boston Red Sox, was born today. He was the AL MVP in 1978, 8-time All-Star, AL home run leader in 77, 78, and 83. Today in 1965, Kenny the Jet Smith, you'll see him on TNT's NBA coverage with Charles Barkley. He's birthdays today. Jason Elam for the Denver Broncos was born today in 1970. Had a monster of a leg. He was in Super Bowl 32. And finally, Hines Ward spent his career with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Was born in 1976. Birthdays are great, but let's remember those that were with us. So I dug a little deeper. Today, in 1999, the great Joe DiMaggio passed away. He's a Baseball Hall of Famer, center fielder for the Yankees, 13-time All-Star, 9-time World Series champion, 3-time AL MVP, and he still, to this day, holds the MLB record for a 56-game hitting streak. It's not been close. Nobody's gotten over 50 games for this hitting streak. He hit in 56 straight games. He died of lung cancer in 1999 at the age of 84. His last words were, "I'll be with Marilyn now." He was married to Marilyn Monroe. I almost said Marilyn Manson. In 2022, Johnny Greer, American football official from 81 to 04, passed away. He was the first African-American referee in NFL history. Let's move on to weekend sports. A little something, again, I want to add a little more to it. Something to look forward to every weekend. not much is going on this weekend. Still got spring training going on. NBA games are heating up, getting ready for the playoff push. But the NFL new league year starts on Monday. This begins free agency. All the fun stuff that's happened this week with releases and whatnot got me thinking, where's Russell Wilson signing this year? Is Justin Fields for the Chicago Bears going to be traded? There's been a lot of talks with Atlanta, with Minnesota, or is he going to stay? Chicago going to trade down that pick, get a bunch of picks, let Caleb Williams go somewhere else because he's given that diva vibe. Who are the 49ers going to pick up to ensure that they win Super Bowl 59? NASCAR's racing at Phoenix International Raceway this weekend. Last time they were there was championship weekend back in November of 2023. The number 1 car of Ross Chastain won the race, and the number 12 car of Ryan Blaney won his first championship. Last year's spring race was won by the number 24 car, William Byron. Will Chevy, if you haven't watched any NASCAR, if you don't follow it, in the 3 races that they've had so far in the season, Chevy has won all 3 races. It's not unprecedented, but with all the strong Ford cars out there in Toyota, like the number 19 Martin Truex Jr. out there, is somebody going to break Chevy's streak? Not happening this weekend, but announced this week. And this is what might be one of the pay-per-views I do get. Iron Mike Tyson at 57 years old is going to fight Jake Paul on July 20th at AT&T. If you watch the training videos of Iron Mike Tyson, he's still Iron Mike. His speed's still there. He's in great shape for a 57-year-old. Not saying 57-year-olds are out of shape. But I think this kid's going to get his ass whooped. And last but not least, Saturday night into Sunday morning, we spring the clocks forward 1 hour. Some people like it, but remember, we're going to daylight savings time. Currently, we're on standard time. So really, we're changing that time. This should be the standard time we're on. I enjoy getting a little dark earlier. I do work the night shift, so it is beneficial for me a little bit. But some of you people like getting the sunlight and whatnot, so to each their own. But remember, set your clocks forward this weekend. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I watch the stats, see who's watching. Not who, but how many people. I got some more followers. If you like this video, share it on your page. I'm going to make the comment after I create this to share it, like it, comment. Share it to your page. I'm having fun. And I hope you guys are enjoying watching this too. Have a great day and enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you later.